So good evening guys, and sorry for the small delay. The stream did start but we had some issues back here. But we get into what is OTL-realistic and we rejoin the action on lap 4 of lap 25. Now, what has happened between Charlie and Nick? I think Charlie is on a 2-stop race. Let's have a look at the pit stops. Yeah, Charlie and Nick have both 2-stopped. In the faster cars, they're obviously looking to make some gains. And we've had some stoppers, so there must have been a big incident at the start. And Dixie, Mitsima, SPW, Scooby Stu, Ryan Samus fell further down the order. We've got some guys like Pedro and the Williams up there, now being overtaken by the 2 Red Bulls. To get on board with the battle of the Red Bulls as they try and go side by side into turn 1 and into turn 2. Very careful there not to pick up any contact. And Charlie will stay ahead of Nick for the time being. Clarky and Mr. Rage having a good old tussle between each other on P2 and P3. Where else do we have some action? Let me just check to make sure that we don't have any issues. Yeah, with no issues on the stream chat. So as I said, sorry about that guys, we are in OTL-realistic, so cars are based off a realistic performance. So the guys in the Red Bull of course in the faster cars. And where is our 2 Mercedes boys? How are they getting on? F. Lewis of course up there at the front on that 1-stop strategy. I think he may have started on the medium tyre. He did in fact, because he is not pit, so he will continue on for a little while. Dixie picks up a time penalty for multiple warnings. So Clarky and Mr. Rage about to have a little bit of a ding-dong battle. Bossman and Helmet, what's going on here? Helmet and his Williams doing bits. On the push now, he'll pull to the inside line. As well as Volks as well, and the Aston Martin, he is going to go through and Bossman, and while Volks have a look at Helmet, not this time around, he'll stay behind. As Mitch, Danny Boy, SPW all jump into the pits. Dixie into the pits again, so he's maybe picked up a little bit of damage. He's probably going to bolt on the medium compound tyre, and he will take himself on to the end of the race. So it's shown hard on my screen, so I'm not sure. So let's see positions gained. Mitsumat started P5, Pedro's in P16 and he's managed to get up. So David, yes, I would say the 1-stopper is surely a quicker strategy, but maybe not so much on the realistic performance. The guys in the Red Bulls are pretty quick drivers going against the guys in the slower cars, so it will make for interesting things. As you'll see here, wait to see how easy the Red Bull breezes past the Haas, like he's not even there. So the 2-stop might play dividends. The only people that I think Charlie and that could come under pressure from is the likes of F. Lewis, etc. But I see somebody there, Scooby Stu, and the safety car has came out, so this will trigger a bit of a change. Safety car comes out, any driver on the pits. Not in the pits should come in now and probably just bolt on a set of medium tyres to go to the end of the race. Let me just repost the stream. Tell the guys the stream is up. We'll get some of the race in, and of course I can still get driver of the day and do a little interview with the guys. Come at the end of the race. We'll go back to this chart now. So safety car out on lap 7, 14 laps to go. Oh, 19 laps to go I should say. Man can't count here yet. Dixie's going to go in. I think this will be for a medium compound. take himself to the end of the race on that tyre. I think most guys should now just bolt on a new set of medium tyres and take themselves all the way to the end of the race. No other reason to change strategy. F. Lewis, of course, starting in the medium maybe plays against him a little bit. You could maybe try the two-stop from the softs from here, but it's going to be very hard. We'll see if he's going to pit. He is going to pit. Maybe F. Lewis just puts a soft tyre on, and then I don't know who that is, but we'll just oh, need to be made an admin in the chat actually so I can remove them. I don't know who you are, but Mr. VOR.NGO, I don't understand. So this will give us a good reset for the stream as well. F. Lewis will read the way. He's went to a new set of medium, so he's going to hope for a later safety car, I would imagine. Clark and Rage both went to a new set of softs, so I assume everybody will have pit now. Yes, they have. So we'll wait until everybody gets round. I think we've actually got our order now. So the running order from the safety car will be F. Lewis in P1, Mataman in his Haas in P2, Mr. Rage 3, Clarky 4, ENTXJ 5, Charlie 6, Mikey 7, Nick P8, Fingers P9, Pedro 10, Helmet 11, Bossman 12, Volksbob 13, Ryan Sam 14, SPW 15, Mitzi Matt P16, Danny Boy 17, Mitch 18 and Dixie in P19. At the back of the pack, although Dixie and Mitch are about to swap positions because Mitch has went to the pits for what is serving of a penalty, I think, and a new set of medium tyres. So probably one more lap under safety car conditions and then we will get back to racing. What guys, we took 3 pit stops already. Dixie, Mitch, both on a free stop. Ryan Sam, SPW, Mitzi Matt. There must have been some form of incident at the start of the race. I'm not quite sure exactly what's played out there, but oh, one sec chat. So, sorry about that, chat. I was just getting a little sick pot for my son. He's not very well. So, F. Lewis, as I say, leads away. Mataman in P2. Mataman is going to be the cork in the bottle, I think, for the guys behind. So, he's got a job in his hand. I think he's maybe done the right thing in the Haas. I think having track position and trying to fend people off is smart. Hang it out, and hopefully he can pull out or get another safety car to play in his favour in around lap 14-15, and then he just flings on the soft tyre and goes to the end of the race. But of course, in a track where straight line speed is everything, I think he's going to have a very difficult job in keeping some of these cars behind. Charlie and Nick will now go to the end on their medium compound tyre. F. Lewis started on the medium, he's done a one stop, he's on the medium at the front, but he will need to pit again because he's not used the soft compound. So F. Lewis is looking for Matoman probably to do him a bit of a favour. I'm amazed safety car's not going to go in this lap. It's probably going to be a late call here. Are we really going to do another lap under safety car or not? It's just a very, very late call, so F. Lewis is going to have to scrub the speed way, way off and take control of the restart. Now, of course, he has a much, much faster car, so the restart for him should be better. Matoman should just be hoping to go there. He's left himself way too much of a gap. Now he's going to be under pressure here, but look at this. Clarkey has got an absolute splendid run on Rage here as he looks to the inside down into turn 1. Rage has got the inside braking line. Clarkey will take the tighter apex thing, swoop round on that outside line at turn 2. Rage being very respectful and leaving space here, and that's some splendid driving, and Rage going to just get out of that there. An absolute great move there for Clarkey on the restart. Let's look further back as well. We get something going on between Bossman and Pedro. SPW also hunting the back of the Williams man. So will SPW make a move and Pedro into the braking zone here? He is going to try, but he can't get there this time around. Let's go further back. We've got ENT, XJ and Charlie, and look at Charlie absolutely steaming through now. Has to get out a little bit because the slow moving Haas is just struggling a bit there, and you see Matoman getting absolutely plagued with understeering. Look at the pace difference in the Red Bull car now. Matoman's going to come under all sorts of pressure from ENTSJ. ENTSJ will take the racing line. Nick looking to come through in this one as well. Well, look to the inside line as Nick on the inside of turn 21, and Matoman is getting squeezed everywhere, but he's trying to hang on with a thread. He's going to turn back into the racing line, and now Mikey in the other Haas here looking to get involved in this, and that was some tremendous driving between the boys there. Absolutely brilliant stuff as Nick now will go through in ENTXJ as we'll watch that onboard. Out of the last corner they will come. Nick, of course, with a much, much faster car. But ENTSJ is not giving them nothing at the moment, and look at this overspeed here from ENTSJ. He'll pull to the racing line. Alfa Romeo against Red Bull. He'll get a bit later on the brakes, but Nick, oh, won't have any of that. I think Nick actually maybe got off his brakes a little bit there. And now on ENTSJ's had a big moment on oversteer and nearly puts the car in the wall, and now Mikey looks at that outside line up into turn 5, but it's not there around, and now Fingers is trying to get involved further back as well. So a couple of things happen, and absolutely everyone trying to jump on the early overtakes off the restart, and ENTSJ just struggling a little bit now. Mikey's going to pull with that inside line. He has to move very defensively, and there's Fingers also on the inside line. He'll hold the inside line, and of course the better grip and tyre. Oh, and they pulling wide. ENTSJ and Bossman side by side as we look through the rear wing of Mikey as Bossman gets through an ENTSJ, and ENTSJ just seems to be struggling a little bit in the Alfa Romeo. Has he picked up some damage? It was absolutely bonkers stuff there going on. ENTSJ putting up a hell of a fight as Bossman now goes through and Mikey. Yes, Mitch, very, very good racing, sir. Absolutely brilliant stuff there between the boys. Mikey and SPW, the all fours down into the last corner. I think SPW just got through there on the Haas. DRS now enabled, so opportunities may arise from that also. So where is our next biggest gap? I think Fingers on Matoman could be our next move. Fingers has a good look at Matoman down the inside into turn 1. Matoman taking his line on rightly so. Fingers not quite alongside. Fingers looking very, very good in the Aston Martin today. He's looking very comfortable indeed, and he looks now to hunt Matoman. Will he have a go down into turn 9? Not this time around. So we'll look further back. Is there anybody here that can maybe make a move? Volksbob's not quite in the window, and Charlie picks up a time penalty for multiple warnings. So F. Lewis is doing what he needs to do at the moment. But Clarkey looking very, very relaxed. Bit of DRS flapping. I don't think Clarkie's looking to go through fully, he's just playing the long game. Bit of ERS management, maybe some saving. He knows that his race is maybe a bit later, although Clarkie and Rage on the soft compound, they probably need to go through, right? They started on the softs, went to the soft again. Oh, and that is a big move there for Rage down the inside into turn 1, but F. Lewis will get the better drive out of 2. Both will get on the ERS. Let's go to F. Lewis, and he will need to get out that just a little bit. That was a monumental send from Rage down into turn 1, one of the biggest dive bombs we've seen, I think. But everybody gets through it unscathed, and that's all that matters. F. Lewis and Charlie now going side by side. And look at this, this is great stuff between the boys. Oh, what's happened there? Oh, that's going to be a safety car. Charlie is out. I've missed that there, I think I was on board. I just looked at a message I get through, and somehow Charlie falls victim to a massive incident. Well, that is an interesting one for sure. So, do you guys go for the pit stop here or track position? Rage and Clarkie, of course. Had an absolute big one there. So safety car out, Clarkie will pit. Rage choosing not to, he doesn't want to be double stacked. Oh, let me get Mitch in. Oh, let me see. Mitch, I'm coming. I've just seen your message there, buddy. I'm coming now. Well, the safety car's out. It's a good time to get you in for the last few laps. Right. Mitch, that should be you invited. So we should have Mr. Mitchell join us in any moment. And there he comes. Mr. Mitch, are you with us?
Hello?
Hello, sir.
Oh, okay, flip, I was on mute. Okay.
Oh, you silly man. How are we, sir?
Silly. Yeah, good and you, man.
Yes, mate, I just had the little few things I had to deal with, and I had to take the stream off at the start. But we're here. I will always get here in the end and get something up.
Okay, nice. Okay, did it break the game?
No, we're absolutely fine.
Oh,
Absolutely fine.
That's
So
good,
Mitch, you may be able to elaborate. Of course, I only get the stream up lap 3 or 4 of the race. Was there a big incident on lap 1?
I think it was, eh?
Yeah. I've seen a few guys that had to pit.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, no,
Hey, it's JEDDAH, it happens.
yeah, no, it does.
Bear with me 1 minute, Mitch.
Okay, sure, no problem.
about that, Mitch. I have a bit of a sick child.
Oh, not good, man.
So it's kinda tough, you know.
Yeah, no.
Gotta go between everything.
Yeah, no, all good. Well, not that that's good, but at least I'm here for
Is
if you
that
need to do something.
we got the backup, Mitch in the
Yes,
backup. So the grid, from what obviously we knew the car choices with Nick and Charlie and the Red Bulls, they were looking very strong, and F. Lewis and the Mercedes.
Yeah.
But we've seen some guys at the front that we maybe thought we wouldn't see. I think Clarkey now sits in very much the driving seat to go win the race. But look at guys like Fingers in P3, Mitch, SPW and the Alpine up to P4. Safety car will go in this lap. And I think there's some big opportunities ahead for people. Pedro and the Williams as well in P11 doing an absolute great job in a car that's just does not suit this track at all.
Yeah. No. Yeah, no, it's great, eh?
So let's get on board with Rage. The Alfa Romeo man, although I say on board and the camera's just looking at the back hairpin, so we'll go on board. I don't like to use it too much, but sometimes we have to. As he will get the restart and he gets going now. He seems to have got a bit as good a jump as he's going to get on Clarkey. He's going to have the benefit, of course, of the softer compound tyre into turn 1. His SPW and Green Fingers will go side by side into turn 1.
Touchy. Ooh.
Oh, but the superior grip, you see that on the traction as Matoman now, look at this, he's becoming a big cork in the bottle. He gets squeezed a bit wide. F. Lewis is going to have to get out it now, he'll lose out a little bit, and they've got to be careful here. Oh, and Matoman's been pushed a bit wide there. And this is where guys need to remember, Nick just biting at Matoman's heels there. He's got to understand that Matoman just can't carry the speed.
What is Matoman in? Looks like
the Haas.
Yes.
So he just can't carry the speed in the corners like the others, and guys are still trying to go flat out, and I think Matoman was pretty much hounded off the corner there. As we see Nick go through it against Danny Boy. Danny Boy needs to be careful there, he don't want to pick up too much contact with the wall and get any damage.
Yeah.
The SPW looking punchy in his Alpine now.
Yeah, no. Got 4 Green Fingers. Oh, here comes Nick on Green Fingers. Red Bull got the power, Honda, yes. Realistic.
It's crazy to see how quicker the guys just drive past each other, isn't it? And look at Dixie, now up to P8 on his soft compound tyre.
Nice. Dixie is probably gonna get Dan here. Dan struggles through the corners.
Yeah, Adam is pushing on now as well. He's feeling good on the soft compound tyre.
Oh no, he is. And he's gonna send it. Is he gonna send
and look at this, he's going to creep up that inside line. Traction difference and through he'll go. That's a great move there from Adam.
Nice, Adam.
Got on the brakes a bit earlier, carried the speed through the apex, and he's beautifully there into the apex. Small lift on exit, and this is exactly how he needs to be driving now. I've foreseen him squeezing back to the top 6, but at this pace there is much more in it for him.
Yeah, okay. So more like
could be top 4.
Top 4. Okay. Yeah.
He won't need to pit again. Adam can go to the end. So I think it's game on. He's in a quick car. Nick now in SPW's DRS is enabled, and Nick sets the fastest lap of the race. He'll go through in the Red Bull. Easy move down the inside into turn 1.
I think Nick can really, would you say Nick can challenge for the flip time penalties? This is the big thing.
Well, of course it needs a reserve, so even if Nick wins the race, it's not a banked thingy, so...
Okay, yeah.
It's essentially Mr. Rage P1, Clarky 2, SBW P3 at the moment is Mr. Rage picks up another time penalty. That is going to hurt his chances, and Mr. Rage needs to pit again, Mitch.
Amen. Flip.
So he's going to be hoping for a safety car.
Safety car, yeah.
Let's see how Dixie's getting on. He's down to 1.1. If he can push on a bit here, can he get inside that DRS range for the start of the next lap? Not quite this time around, but he is going to have to be careful because Bossman now coming in his Alpine. Was that a misses his apex a bit in the last corner, and he'll need to defend a bit here from Bossman. Bossman will go through in that inside line. Big overspeed, but that's fine. Adam can just use him. He's got a big energy advantage. It's Greenfingers and Ryan Sam have a bit of a tussle.
Clocky? Oh, flip. Sorry. Clocky is.
Oh, so he picks up his first penalty of the race. That is interesting. And look at Dixie, he's got a tremendous exit out of sector 1. Well, Bossman have a go at Fingers down into turn 9. Dixie likes this long left-hander. You can see he seems to hang the car on the line very nicely. Gets a very good entrance and exit. He's looking very confident on corner entry as well. Matoman picks up another time penalty for multiple warnings. There's 6 laps to go. Mr. Rage and Clarky. Clarky now goes through on Mr. Rage. Oh, and there's a Red Bull sneak through as well. URL Nick will sneak through on Mr. Rage. As Mitzi Matt picks up another time penalty. Nick thinks about looking at the back of Clarky. Nearly gives him a dunt for good measure. Rage looks at the cutback on the exit of turn 2, but Nick gets a tremendous exit. And I'm pretty sure that they have emphasised the sparks coming off the cars after that recent update, because it looks very good.
Ooh.
So where do we have some battles happening further back? So Dixie's now up to P6. He gets another time penalty for multiple warning, but Ryan Sam is there. Let's go back and look at the penalties. He's up to 9 seconds, but that doesn't mean that he is out it. Look at the drive he's getting here, so probably just wants to chill. But he is not having none of it. So right, he is on one. Oh, he's going to miss his apex a little bit there. Ryan Sam has to brake a little bit. We'll give Ryan Sam the benefit of DRS.
Is Ryan Sam gonna try to do it? No, he won't do it now.
Ryan Sam probably looks to use Dixie here. He's not having a good time on the brakes at that last corner, is Adam. But he'll go back through in the DRS. Oh, he's going to pit. Why did he pit?
I don't know. I think he hit the wall, eh? Yeah.
Oh, he got damaged. Oh, he was on an absolute mission as well, was Adam. Well, he needs to take a lot of confidence in the pace he had there, because he was absolutely on one. SPW picks up another time penalty for multiple warnings. Down to the closing laps. And Mr. Rage, I'm pretty sure that my game must have been bugged. I'm assuming my game has been bugged, because As far as I'm aware, Mr. Rage has done one stop in the race and he's used a soft tyre for each stint. So as it stands, he would be disqualified. If what I have seen is right.
Because I see he's third at the moment.
Yes.
I got medium socks.
Ah, so
I think
my
he
game was
started
wrong.
on mediums. Yeah. I think he started on mediums
bit of
for...
contact there.
Whose contact was that, like with...
Ray's just
Lower
touching the back of Nick just a little bit.
Okay. Little bit of a boost, yes. To the big sister or big brother.
That's it. Oh, we got some talkers in the chat. I don't get what this is. Some weird things. His fingers now pits as he's picked up damage also.
I think he picked up damage a bit when Adam overtook him a little bit as well, like I saw like afterwards.
Ah.
Some in plate maybe.
And of course, being a street circuit, you don't need to hit the wall too hard and the wing will just break.
Yeah, that's why I'm here. Yes.
Yeah, it's definitely a circuit. His bites his F loose will now swoop round the outside the helmet. Helmet tries to give him none of it, but the Williams just struggling to carry the speed on the inside of the corner. I'm getting no timings on the ball for some reason, so we don't know intervals. We'll just go through every day. Oh, it's Nick and Rach. Have a little look at each other there. Oh, Rach has a big oversteer moment at the last corner.
Oh. Yeah, I don't... Now I see, do you see timing boards with the top four?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
So I think every day will come back as they come over the line here. We'll see ENTXJ's split pop up in any minute. There we go. Ryan Sams will follow behind yet, so as every day crosses the line, it's coming back into play.
Okay. Excuse me. Sure.
And SPW is catching this front four pack. This for second, because he's in the window of Mr. Rage's 3-second time penalty.
Yeah, no, it is. Okay, so 2 more laps to go, I think.
Yes, 2 to go, Mitch. Dixie picks up another time penalty for multiple warning, as does Nick.
Nick, okay. Dixie. Does SPW.
Just 6 seconds.
Okay.
So SPW will get P2 in the race.
Yeah, he doesn't have any more warnings or anything after that. Oh, yikes. Flip.
The SPW is a man on a mission. He is hunting Rage down, Mitch. Is Dixie and Pedro is a little bit of a battle further back. Dixie back inside the top 10 and he's very, very much showed his intent in that McLaren today.
Oh yes, no,
Yeah, that's a shame because I think if he didn't pick up that damage and he could have carried us off to the end, the top 4 was there. That stint after the safety car was very, very good.
Yes. say 2-second penalty.
Penalty's racking in.
Yeah, no. Ooh, Pedro with a bit of wing damage there, a little bit, I think. I'm just trying to see him, but I think he can manage it.
Oh, and I think Nick's just getting out of the way now.
Okay.
I'm unsure. Unsure behind there, but we're on the last lap of the race. Clark will go through with a 3.7 second gap. I'm unsure there of what exactly's happened.
Come on, Pedro. You can do it. I'm boss man. Send it, puppy.
And I think Mr. Rage could be in trouble here. Will SPW go for the move? It's SPW, so I think we know exactly how that plays out.
Yeah.
He is going to come for the move. If we know Mr. SPW, he will make that move down into this last corner. Here comes the push. You'll see Rage's light flashing, and wait till you see the closing speed difference here. He is absolutely churning him in. He'll pull to the racing line. He'll go to the brakes. Rage will come deep. He'll try and defend it. But SPW carries the better speed. He gets on the power early. Clarkey will take the checker flag, but the race for P2 is absolutely on. It's 2 to line to go, and it's absolutely neck and neck.
Whoa.
I think Rage would have just got it. Of course, the penalty means that he loses out by 2.975, so the gap at the line was 0.025 of a second.
Wow.
ENTXJ gets a solid job in P4. Mikey and the Haas will get P5. Top job from him. Ryan Sam 6, but I think that will change if Lewis will jump to P6. Can Dixie... I think Dixie will lose out. He finishes P8 in the end after a 5-stop race. P8, he'll drop to P10. I think P10 he'll stay. So get inside the top 10 after what was a bit of a abysmal start. It's a good effort. Pedro P11 in the Williams, another very solid effort. Fingers 12, Nick will be P13. Then Mitsumat 14, Danny Boy 15, Volksbob P16. And Mataman bringing up the rear in the Hess in P17.
Okay, so can I start imparting the guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so who's it?
Clarky, SPW, and Rage.
Okay, Mr. Rage, SPW, and Clarky.
SPW getting the driver of the day from the game.
Okay, and for Combox, I wasn't with you much, Chris, but yo, whatever you decide, I'm happy with you.
There's 2 notable drivers there for me. I think Pedro was a standout job.
Okay.
I think getting P11 in the Williams. Pedro, I think, is a great job. Dixie recovered very, very well as well. If you look at P8 in the line he was at the back, then up to P4, then back to the back, then up to P8, could have been P7, and then obviously the penalties changed it all then. But the guys join us in the end, Mr. SPW, Mr. Rage, and Clarky. We'll just go P3 to P1 because I think Rage and SPW are here. Rage P3. Sorry, I missed the first couple of laps.
No worries.
But we got the stream up from like lap 4, and from then on it looked like pretty much a tussle between you and Clarky. We, the Red Bull guys, I think, on a 2-stop strategy.
Yeah, that surprised me.
Do you think they were just doing that out of the pace of the car?
Possibly. I know that Charlie he kept 2 fresh softs, so I guess that made sense of him going for that 2-stop.
Just push really hard. P3 in the
Yeah.
Alpha Tauri though, Rage. Do you feel there was
Go
more
for
in
it.
it? I don't know how you feel. I don't know how you feel about how the race ended as well. Your fight is with Clarky. I know Nick's the reserve, and I can cause a bit of drama because I'm a commentator and that's what we like to do. So I'm going to ask the hard question. Do you feel a bit hard done by when Rage is in the middle of your battle with Clarky, and then in the last lap, after he has put a gap of over 3 seconds between you and the leader, he just pulls away and doesn't continue fighting in the fight that he created the gap in?
No, because I knew my softs weren't going to last,
You knew,
considering I pitted lap 8
so you just felt like
on that.
It was Clarky's race
Yeah,
period anyway.
regardless.
You just
Yeah,
enjoying
it
the
was.
fight with Nick because it was a good
Yeah,
battle, right? The battle between yourself, Nick, and I think Clarky was just controlling it front, but yourself and Nick had a good little nibble at each other and a good little to's and fro's.
yeah. I don't think he was expecting me to suddenly just drop it down the inside, but yeah. Luckily enough, there was enough space, so we didn't make too much contact. But yeah. But I did love my overtake I did on F. Lewis because that totally wasn't supposed to be under the plan.
I think we might have caught that one.
I was not going for the move. I broke a second too late, and I thought, oh, well,
Yeah.
I might as well.
Oh yeah, down into turn 1. It was probably
Yeah.
one of the dive, but that is the overtake probably of the season thus far. That was tremendous. Big and brave, and fair play to F. Lewis as well. Very respectfully seen you come in and just gave you the space because he knew like is either give this guy the space or we're having a big bang.
Yeah.
But I think
yeah,
it was
but-
still a fair move. I don't
No,
think
yeah,
you were
it
outside the rules.
It wasn't supposed to happen, but it just happened. Even I was shocked that I might have managed to slow it down in time.
But good effort, mate. P3, top job. Just look
Yeah.
ahead to next week. I think that'll probably put you down the pecking order a bit in cars. But I think
Hopefully it will
anything
be Alfa Romeo.
anything that's
Then
not the
I'll be
bottom
fine.
two, you should be pretty competitive, yeah.
Yeah.
So good job, mate. P3 points in
yeah.
the bag. That's what matters. Mr. SPW, I'm going to call you whiner because you moaned at me for your car choice, and that car choice has brought you home a P2. It was the L plan all along. P2, good closing down session against Rage at the end there, SPW. Feel good? Happy? Aye.
Come on, Steven. Me too. Come on.
Pretty crap qualifying as well, didn't all the time, and then up two positions, and then I think it was on a lap 2 or 3 into turn 1 McLaren took it 200 metres, and I got wing damage going into the back of him. So I kept the car safe, really. Got a bit of soft clean as well, helped. And yeah, but some stupid corner cutting penalties, which I don't understand the track limits in this.
Yeah, this track was supposedly fixed just the other day as well, but
Some places you can just go off roads off the track, and then I think it's the DRS chip before the bank left hander. I don't gain any time, I lift off and I still get a cut for it, which I don't really understand because in F1 they're pretty much off roads off the track there as well.
I know.
Yeah, that one is. Yeah.
But they wouldn't have taken this anyway.
But-
Pretty much.
But that aside, you brought home a P2, of course. That probably again, same situation as Rage, hurts you a bit in the terms of car getting into next week. Although he can't really get any worse. Don't mean to diss Alpine too much, you know. But there's only a few cars below. So you just look ahead, another good result in a lower car, or
That's what was the question.
do you feel in a lower car you can still get a good result?
Just track dependent, even when I was, for a short moment I was keeping up with the AlphaTauris, I had DRS and off that part I'm pretty sure I had the same energy and they were just gaining on me on the straight, like at least a couple of times on every straight, so just depends on the car.
Well, I hope to see you on the podium more as the season progresses. I think, well, that hope's supposed to mean I hope to see you in a title fight, as well as guys like Rage and Clarky and people like Dixie if they'd get their finger out.
That's not very nice in that as
I know, but he's old, so he'll accept it.
You know, spring chicken easy, so.
I know. But on that note, very well done on P2 SPW. Good effort. And very good last into the race to close down Mr. Rage. Did Clarky join the chat?
No, he can't make it.
Oh, he can't do comms.
Nah.
Oh. Well, very well done, Clarky. Good effort. Very controlled once you were at the front of the pack. I think you were just doing what you had to do to keep the guys behind you. So good effort on that point. Mitch, if you get anything for Rage or SPW?
Oh, well done, guys. Yeah, that's it.
So well done from Mitch and the driver of the day, Mitch.
Yes.
It's an interesting call. I had two drivers in mind. I think Pedro drove a good race in his Williams.
Yeah.
And this man who is coughing in the background.
Oh, SPW. Oof. Well, I don't know, sorry SPW, but Chris, I don't know what your call will be, but I vote Pedro, yes, for president. So next year, 4 years time, SPW.
A notable mention to Adam's drive as well, because he was up and down the grid like a yo-yo and picked up damage, but he drove really well in his last couple of stints. I think he doesn't get the damage. He finished top 4 there today. And probably been my drive of the day, but that being said, the only other man into the podium was the Northern Irishman. I'll not call him Irish, I'll make him feel good for once. So I think SPW is a fair vote, Mitch.
Okay.
Pedro
cool,
Pedro was a close second. A very, very good drive in the Williams.
Cool.
But SPW, I think, is notably driver of the day from both game and the comms box. So well done, Mr. SPW, you little whiner.
Yes.
No more whining. So, on that note, OTL will be live again on Monday with the normal Monday night equal racing, and then HOR live again on Wednesday, and these guys back next Thursday. So we'll see you then.